Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Crossroads, Ancient Sagas. This is a Norse mythology-themed TCG that blends strategic depth with rich Norse mythology. Try saying that 5 times fast. So I'll show you the physical copy here in a little bit. But what you're looking at right now is the current Kickstarter page. It has about 26 days or so to go. If you want to learn more about this particular campaign, I'll put a link in the below description for you. However, if you want to buy the game instead right now, you can head on over to the GameCrafter page. There's actually 2 of them. This is the first one. This is the single starter deck that you can buy for 15 bucks. And then there's the booster pack that you can get for 12 bucks. And again, I'll put links to all of that in the below description for you. The rulebook itself is about, I want to say, 1 page long or so. It's nothing too grandiose, but there's, again, still a lot of strategic depth. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the table and see what it looks like. So before we begin, it's worth mentioning that this is a 2-player game, and it takes about 30 minutes to play. I've laid out everything for you here, and this is the core box. It comes with 60 cards. It didn't come with a physical rulebook. You'll have to scan this QR code in order to see the actual rulebook. But again, if you go to the GameCrafter website that I was showing you earlier, the rulebook is available there as well. So each player in this particular core box is going to get a 30-card deck, but you can expand on that by adding more cards to your collection. Each player can have a maximum of 60 cards that they bring with them into the next game. Speaking of cards, this is a quick look at the deck, and I'll fan through these real quick. There are different kinds of cards, and I kind of pulled them out here already, but I wanted to quickly show you the art on these. A lot of these cards have numbers on their borders, which is indicative of their strength when attacking from that side, and that'll make sense once you see it. There are some gold cards in here, which will, again, make more sense when you see it in action. So yeah, there's a lot of cards in here. And again, players will start with a 30-card deck, at least with this particular box, and move on to bigger and better things once they expand their collection. As far as the different kinds of cards that there are, there's 3 main ones that I've seen. There are these gold cards, and if you've ever played like Magic the Gathering, that's what these cards represent. Every turn, a player will be able to play one of these gold cards in front of them to form their permanent economy, and then they can tap them to help pay for cards in their hand to play onto this 4x4 grid here. So these are just money cards, and again, they kind of act like mana in Magic the Gathering. So that's one kind of card. The main kind of card are just, these are like the attack battle cards. These are persistent on the field here and will be changing hands throughout the game. But like I mentioned earlier, there are numbers on the different sides, and again, that's indicative of their attack strength. Some cards do have like a condition when played. So here's Freya, for example, and her ability is when Freya enters the battlefield, choose a card from your hold. I can't read that. From your hold and return it to your hand. There we go. I have poor eyesight, forgive me. So yeah, there's a quick look at the different cards that you'll see with that. And then lastly, there are these like ability cards. I only saw the 1 in this deck here. And this is one of those cards where you just play it and then you discard it when you play it. It does not become a permanent resident on this 4x4 grid. So those are the 3 different kinds of cards that you'll see. And typically what's going to happen, players are going to choose a color, either red or blue, and then they're going to bring their deck with them into the game. Again, with this box, it's a 30-card deck, but you can expand on that. But you're going to draw 6 cards to form your starting hand, and then on your turn, you're going to draw 1 more card. Just draw 1 card, and then you can choose to play, if you have it, one of your gold cards from your hand in front of you. And then over time, players will accumulate these cards in front of them, and then they can tap them in order to pay for cards. Now, as far as like what you're trying to do in this game, the object is to, at the end of the game, fill all of these squares. When cards will be just continuously thrown out here under players' control. Whenever you play a card, you're going, again, pay the cost for it. And the cost is in the upper right. That one costs 7 to play, so you would need 7 of these gold cards to do that. Or if there's another card effect that changes that. But you're gonna, whenever you play a card out here, you're gonna add your marker to it to show that it's under your control. In the future, your opponent may play a card that will challenge that particular card. So for example, this player may have this forest troll in their hand. It costs 3 to play. So they may tap 3 money or 3 gold to do that. And when they play a card, it's going to face them. So they know which cards belong to them and which ones don't. And of course, they're going to put their own control marker on it. But whenever you play a card, you're going to compare strengths based on their sides. So you'll kind of see here, this is a 1v1 and nothing happens because this is a tie. But in the future, again, if, let's say if we play, that one makes sense. This is a 4 and a 1. Okay, so let's say red played this one as well. They would compare this 4 against this player's 1. And I'll zoom in on that so you can kind of see that better. 4 against 1, and you only attack when you play a card. Existing cards do not attack anymore once they're there. But this 4 against the 1 wins. So this blue would come off, and now this player owns that card for right now. Until maybe blue plays a card here or here that trumps either the 1 or the 2. And they can then regain control of that. So players will be playing cards this 4x4 grid, tapping mana to do, or not mana, but tapping gold to do that. Magic the Gathering's in my mind. And ultimately, you're trying to have the most of your tokens on the grid here. So if blue ends the game with 10 blue tokens, and likewise red ends with, say, whatever this would be, 6, it would be 16. Yep, so blue would end up winning the game because they had more tokens in play. That's ultimately what the main goal of the game is. This is going to fill up, and then when this fills up, game over. Whoever's the most of your tokens on the board will win at that point in time. Now, the game does, as I showed you earlier, have booster packs available that you can buy, and I just want to show you what this looks like. This is a foil booster pack, so if you're into foil cards, you'll kind of see that. I've already opened it, so you can, get a look of that. So this is, these are really nice. I love the art in this game. The GameCrafter pages actually break down like the rarities that you'll see in these. So like you'll see there may be so many uncommon, so many rare, legendary, what have you. And I do believe the colors on the edges here sort of determine that, but you'd have to look more into that. This is not a full rules teach. I just have to point that out. This is just a quick overview outlining the game. So again, if you're interested, I've included links in the below description for you, and you can check out the game. It is currently live on Kickstarter as of the date and time of this recording. So again, if you're interested, now is the time to look at it. Well, there you go, folks. That was a quick look at Crossroads Ancient Sagas. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.